really don't know where to start because I want to ask you so many things, and I think you're gonna just talk so many cool stuff that I didn't prepare, like really good questions. Good questions, not, but like this structure thing. So first, I'm gonna ask Roy one thing that I heard you saying about him. Are you really the best tram conductor in Sydney?
Yeah, I mean, there's no dispute about it. There was actually in Australasia, all of Australia and Asia. Yeah, best tram conductor. Yeah.
What is so special about you?
I mean, I do it with love, you know.
Oh, that's the secret of everything, isn't it?
I mean, not everything. Some things. Tram conducting, yes.
Yes.
When I say that Roy's the best tram conductor in Australasia, it's not. I'm not even the one coming up with that idea. He's an award-winning tram conductor.
Award.
Yeah, so
I didn't even know that was an award.
Oh yeah, it's a big-time award. It's a really respected award.
Now they give Employee of the Year, and
Yeah, you are that for trams.
yeah, not a hint of irony.
Yeah. Have you been to Lisbon?
I have. I love Lisbon. I really
You should
like it.
totally ride a tram there.
I've ridden trams there day after day. I spent 2 weeks there a couple of months ago, and it was I was on trams a lot. They're beautiful. They're very different to my conception of them, but they were very impressive.
We have to arrange for you to drive one in Lisbon.
That would be a real pleasure.
For us too. And how did you guys get together? You went to school together, right? Just from the beginning?
Before we went to school together, we were neighbours in Australia, so in Sydney. So yeah, we've known each other since realistically about 6 years old, and we started hanging out in each other's backyards. We would lay down sheets of tarpaulin, plastic, cover them with washing detergent and hoses, and we would slide on the tarpaulins. We did slide, and that was with each other and also with two local girls, Jessica and Laura. And we would all get stripped down and become fully nude, and we would just slide and talk and hang out and look at each other's body parts, and not sexually, but just out of curiosity.
Just discovering. Yeah.
And I guess that's how we became pals. We would also, another thing we would do was hang onto the clothesline and swing around on a thing called the Hills Hoist.
Your first album, you released it on your website. Did you realize that Jumping the Shark was going to be this epic and everyone would be just so kind of pulled to this character, to this persona you created of this failed entertainer that would appeal to so many people?
I had a longing for it to appeal to people, a longing emotionally and financially.
Then you wouldn't do it if it...
Yeah, I kind of trusted it. Yeah, I did have. There was an element of trust involved, but I also was completely prepared for it to go under the radar, in the same sense that, I mean, I don't think that you should ever really prepare for success. You should just work for it instead. So it was a matter of working hard, and you come to a country like Portugal, and people have been listening to it, and they know the songs, and it's a really sweet feeling. You know, you feel connected to people through the music. So I just feel a little bit like taken back by it at this point, but also really ready to work. I got nothing to do except work, and if the people around me are happy, then I've got nothing to complain about.
That's great. But me listening to it, I felt a bit terrifying in the sense that it is so relatable.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I think that it's not the most. The themes aren't confronted regularly, but that doesn't make them invalid. You know.
Exactly.
I think by chance I may have touched upon on a subject matter that I wholly intended to, but I was unaware would be so relatable.
Yeah. And you were in Paris, right? You presented the album in Silencio, the club of David Lynch, right?
That's right.
Yeah. How was that experience? You want to say a little bit about it?
I was there only in spirit for that one. At the time, I was dealing with legal and financial issues that kept me in Australia. So that was you can ask Alex that one.
Okay. How was it? Because I've been to that club, and you kind of like you get in and you kind of feel like you're in a David Lynch movie, obviously. But how did you feel playing there?
It was wild actually, because you're behind the red curtain, and
Yes.
you can't see the crowd or the audience. You don't know who's there, and then it opens up and it was a full room, and I was playing with Foxygen, who were going to play at this festival later.
Yeah.
And that's where I met Rado and Sam and Jackie,
Yeah.
and also Justin, who now fortune would have it, plays in our band. So yeah, it was really unique. I was nervous. I was anxious to impress. I wanted to do the job well, and I also at the same time was in such an odd position because no one knew who I was and no one knew why I was there. But I kind of didn't give a. Can I say?
Yeah, you can say fuck.
Can I say fuck? Well, I didn't. You know the word. You know the word. You know the word fuck. I didn't give one.
What is so appealing to you to play with this sense of self?
I just think I like to embrace the freedom involved in embodying a character. You know, I think some people take it on board as me acting, some people take it on board as me writing. There's probably an element of both. I think I act a bit when I write. I probably am forced to come up with things on the spot when I decide to be acting. But the songs do all the work in terms of storytelling. I'm just kind of trying to be a conduit for it. Roy's a big part of our stage presence and a big part of how I tell stories. So we kind of just try to work off each other's energy on stage and deliver a dynamic show that has emotional highs and lows and also just that punch in the guts, you know, with an element of truth involved.
Character work. I mean, people bring this up a lot, and it's true in a lot of ways. But I find it pretty unusual when bands get up on stage and act like they're waiting for a bus or something. Like, you're on stage, you should be doing something entertaining or something extraordinary. Otherwise, because people come out to see you, they come out to pay money, and stand there like you're too cool for everybody, you know. Do your thing. Put on a show.
Yeah, and you're a very, very special element with your saxophone, and you kind of have this symbiosis with his moves, and you have like this kind of like a little bit of Nick Cave moves.
Okay.
And
I've never seen anyone dance like Al Cam.
yeah, it's
Not Nick Cave
amazing.
or anyone.
Yeah, right. Okay. I'm not telling that you're not unique, not like that.
I need
I
to be
just-
cushioned
Okay.
constantly with compliments about my uniqueness.
Okay.
Otherwise, I fall to pieces. I
But-
won't play the show.
You know, oh my God, I'm gonna fuck this up. No, but okay, let's talk about your uniqueness then. The new album is coming up in September, right? September 8th.
September 8th, yeah.
Yeah. It's Forced Witness. Why the name?
Forced
Because I haven't heard a lot of songs. I heard Stranger's Kiss. I want to talk about that song too. But can you tell me a little bit about the name?
So, Forced Witness is essentially an investigation into the impact of technology on relationships between men and women, but also an investigation into the condition of the straight white male. And so I think there's a common attitude amongst people who come from a life of ease. They tend to feel like, you know, don't shoot the messenger, I'm just the witness, that kind of feeling.
Okay.
But I think it's a potentially a story about the defenses we put up in when we're challenged to actually act on something.
Because going back to the song "The Stranger's Kiss," I love the song. I really love the song. It goes a little bit different from what you did before, and I think that's great because it's kind of like a ballad, like a Springsteen ballad, but then you go completely indie, and it's really amazing all the structure you put there and the dynamic, and but it is a kind of a love story that you can, you know, when two people are together. Let me see if I can explain this to you the way that I feel it when I hear it. You know, like when two people are together and they kind of like get codependent, and then you need to find someone else who needs the same freedom, or
That's right.
it's you know what I mean. That's
Yeah.
and I felt that too in the narrative of the video. It's just amazing with Jemima Kirk.
That's right. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that song and about the video because it's
I appreciate you saying those kind words. The song, you're right. The song is about a couple kind of daring each other to be free and taunting each other and doubting each other's ability to break up with the other. And the video clip is very much was Jemima's. She was expressing how the song made her feel, which was that there should be no shame in finding pleasure or some kind of solace in the idea that you're ultimately alone, and that where you source your pleasure from is your business. And if that's idolizing someone, or if it's being
Loneliness
idolized.
is not like that monster that everyone kind of thinks about it right now with all the technology and all the things. Like, people are even lonelier.
Yeah, I think like romantic freedom is something that you kind of have to you have to learn. You can't just be happy with it, you learn it. You know? And I think that's kind of what the song's about.
Okay, so Roy, for this show, we're gonna have a lot of entertainment, aren't we?
For this show that we're doing now, or the show this.
Yeah, this show
Oh,
you're
yeah,
doing
yeah.
now, I'm really hyped to see it.
It's gonna be an all action, all singing, all dancing, all sax playing. We've got some more musicians on stage for you, so it's gonna be a slightly different show to what the lovely people at Porto are used to. It's gonna be very entertaining. You should come.
I will. Thank you so much. You're lovely, guys.
Pleasure.